Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is your personal emergency in-depth reading. Thank you so much for purchasing this reading from me. I'm excited this is your first reading. You're about to get served by Rainbow Harmony, so I hope you're ready. What we're going to do is I'm just going to tap into your energy, and how this works is I'm flowing messages to you from spirit. And I'm using my cards, I'm using my intuition, and I'm also scanning your energy and telling you what you need to hear right now. There's a lot coming up for you. I do feel like you're in the middle of a spiritual awakening process. And I also feel like there's a message about, there's a lot of messages, a lot of downloads. So before I draw the cards, I do just kind of want to tell you what I'm picking up from my crystal and from your energy. First of all, like you mentioned, you are definitely an empath. You're sensitive, but I do feel like your sensitivity is your strength. It's also your gift, which helps you tap into your creativity. I definitely see you as an artist. Like, you are definitely an artist, you're definitely a creative, and you're not on a traditional path. I'm also seeing a little bit of trauma in your childhood. Maybe one or both of your parents was absent or in your life, or neglectful, or not as comforting to you, as empathetic to you, or was like harsh on you or pushes you really hard. It could be that one or both of your parents is narcissistic or even abusive. Maybe there's an addict in your family or something kind of like that that's going on. So I do feel like from a young age, you were parentified and you kind of had to stand up and you had to be strong and kind of like take care of everybody. So I feel like what's happening with you right now is you're getting older and you're stepping into your purpose. Like, you're becoming aware that, you kind of lost out on your childhood, and maybe you had to put on like a tough face for everybody around you, and certain people around you have certain expectations of what you're supposed to do with your life. But you're not feeling satisfied. You're starting to feel kind of out of alignment and realizing that you want to take another path. You just don't know, like, how am I going to take this path? How am I going to kind of explain this to everybody around me? Or how am I going to make peace with the people around me so that I can take my own path? And then also just kind of discovering how to use your gifts and how to use your talents. So we're going to pull and see what your spiritual gifts are. We're also going to see what your artistic gifts are. We're going to see what the next steps are for you. With your purpose and everything and your path. We're going to look into your career, and also we'll look into your love situation with the soulmate. So I'm really excited for this. Let's just see what the cards have to say. I think what's happening is you're just kind of realizing you're different. You're different than a lot of people, but in a good way. And you're definitely being called to some kind of creative path. So I'm seeing a lot of reversals for you, which is talking about delays. You're kind of at a crossroads in your life right now. Things are kind of at a standstill. You know how to be balanced and how to pull your head above like emotional waters. And like I said, how to be strong for yourself and the people around you. But deep down inside, like, you're realizing there's these certain like sensitivities that you have, which can be really tough to cope with in general. But especially when you're a male, like in society, they tell you, you got to be strong, you got to be the provider, you got to be this, you got to be that. But what if you want to do something artistic? What if you want to do something creative? What if you want to take a different path, And I feel like that's kind of what you're struggling with, which is realizing that like your vulnerability is your strength, and it's okay to be different. And I see this kind of gift and this kind of energy in people who are usually like musicians, or people who like rap, or are going to be doing like production with music, or people who are going to like paint or do like graffiti art or something, or, want to be a YouTuber, or want to even go into to healing with like tarot and stuff like that, or astrology. My husband actually has similar energy to you in this way. Actually, I'm seeing a parallel here almost. Because he's sensitive, but he's also really into making music and doing astrology and stuff like that. And so it's like you're realizing you want to go against the norm, you want to go against the grain, you want to try something different with your life. And I do see you being very, very successful. I do have to say there's a lot of success coming to you. So this might have to do with breaking out of tradition in your family line. maybe breaking out of tradition in your culture, maybe breaking out of tradition with just like what the people in the community around you think you should do or what people typically do. Me, for instance, I kind of grew up in a small town, and most people just kind of got day jobs or got married, had kids, like just kind of typical stuff. And I really wanted to move to the city and be a fashion stylist and makeup artist and do music and stuff like that, and tarot, and take more of a creative path. And so, you know, looking around at all my friends, all the people I was growing up with, my family, I felt so out of place. I felt unhappy. I felt bored. I felt like anxiety. And it was because life was just trying to pull me to another place and in another direction. And so there comes that conflict with feeling like you're responsible to kind of stay the person you've been and to kind of stay where you're at. And then there's this responsibility that you also have to yourself, which is, you know, moving forward and trying something new and taking risks. And so I feel like that's what the next chapter of your life is going to be. I do see you moving. I see you saving up money. I see you like busting your ass, saving up money, moving somewhere. It could even be to another country. And I see you just like going all in on your talents. And I think that's what's coming in the next couple of years. There is a message about you being incredibly psychic. It might be why you're drawn to me and my channel. Maybe you are interested in doing tarot or something like that. Like I've honestly, I just followed this new guy's channel, and he has like the most legit, chill, down to earth tarot readings I've ever watched. And I love him and his gift, and he's doing well at it. You know, you can make money doing this. I'm traveling the world doing this. So this is also a message about traveling, going somewhere different, relocating, taking a big risk. But this is a delay because it's like you're going through your spiritual awakening and you're just thinking about the options. And just because you have psychic gifts doesn't necessarily mean you have to go on a spiritual path. But you do have a really special relationship with the earth, with the universe, with God, however you want to call it. Like, you do have a special relationship. You are very gifted, and I feel the Spirit's blessing over you. And you're definitely someone who's special. And, you know, you really don't want to hesitate. There's part of you that's like, there's these delays, and it has to do with the timing of everything, which we'll get into. But there's also a part of you that's anxious to make this happen like now. You're just like, I'm ready for a change. Like, this is something that's come on suddenly. It's been building up over time, but you're like so ready. And I feel like that you're going to hit the ground running with this and take it far. And then there's also this message coming up saying like, you're unhappy. Like, you thought at this point in your life you would be at a certain place or at a certain status, or that maybe you would have more finances. You've got the car, the house, everything. It's like maybe you thought you would have more. It seems like you're a little unhappy with your living situation or just like where things are at right now. But it's funny to me because I'm looking into your future here, and I do see that changing. And there's just a message about like, you know, realize and be honest with yourself if you're unhappy with certain things. And you can find a way to change it. You know, sometimes when we start realizing the reality of our situation, it gets really scary and really daunting. And we're just like, how the hell am I going to move past this? That happened to me a couple years ago. I was living with 3 roommates. My apartment was falling apart. Sometimes the lights would get turned off because I couldn't pay the bills. It was a whole thing. I was lighting candles and teaching swim lessons and just trying to keep the lights on and food on the table. And I just got to this point where I broke down. And I was just like, I can't live like this anymore. And it was really scary. But going through that made me realize, it kind of lit a fire under my butt, which made me realize like, I'm going to have to get creative. I'm going to have to figure something out. So sometimes the most limited situations in our life, people who come from the most limited situations end up being the people who make it big in life, because they know how to be creative and they know how to take a little bit and make a lot out of it. And like, that's kind of where your creativity comes from. So just know, like, you've been put into this whole situation for a reason. And you do have all the tools, the resources, the abilities to move to the next level in your life. You just got to be kind of smart about it and think like, okay, what am I working with and how can I flip this around to make it work for me, instead of you working for it, if that makes sense. I see money getting better. I see it getting significantly better. I see, once again, you moving somewhere. And I see that your self-respect is growing. Your confidence is growing. Like, there comes a point where you want a change so bad that you just somehow find a way to empower yourself. This is the fake it till you make it card. like showing up somewhere and just pulling up your confidence and making it work. So I do see you kind of going on this journey, like moving somewhere far away or something like that. And I feel like that's what you're debating. Like you're kind of like, I got to get out of here. I got to go somewhere different. Like and I feel like there's a specific place that's calling to you. I'm going to have some water real quick. 1 second. Excuse me. But there's a beautiful message. You might start this journey alone, but they're saying you're never alone. The universe always sends somebody. This is the lone wolf. It's reversed. The moon here stands for manifestation, like your dreams, your wishes, your fantasies, your inner deepest secret desires. And this is actually saying that when it comes time to manifest something and when you put that out there, you put those intentions out, the answer usually comes through a person or through a group of people. So you might start this journey alone, but your soul family and they're like are gonna come help you. There's gonna be people coming at the right time at the perfect moment to like help you to the next step. You're not gonna have to do it alone. There are people out there just waiting to help you and to partner with you and to support you. Just like you end up being placed on somebody's path to support them. Can you think back to a time in your life or a couple times where you met somebody at the perfect time to be able to help them or to give them an opportunity or to give them a hand? Just like you were placed in those people's life at an opportune moment to help them, people will be placed in your life in the same way. We all work together to help each other. And so beautiful messages coming out. I'm going to look into my Enchanted Tarot to see what it has for you and just like what you're going through right now. I keep getting a lot of reversals, so it's just making me think like there's been delays. You have ideas, you have plans, like you're starting to think of some of your goals, but there's just this whole like, how am I going to do it? How am I actually going to get started to this? Like, what's the next step? And this is you. This is the king. This is like who you've been, the King of Swords. It's like you're calculated, you're methodical, you're smart, you have a good wits about you. You have a funny kind of down-to-earth humor. People like to be around you. At the same time, you don't really let people in. You do kind of keep your guard up. You don't show people how sensitive you are. You kind of reserve that for when people get really close to you. But when people do get close to you, they really appreciate how kind you are and how empathetic you are. And like people will come to you for help. People will come to you when they're down. People will reach out to you when they really need someone to talk to. And you give people hope is what this message is saying. But I also feel like you're changing, which is why this is reversed. I feel like what's changing is you're starting to become more spontaneous. You're starting to become a little bit more passionate and inspired and creative. Like all this creative juice is coming up in you. Your spiritual gifts are starting to come out. Your sensitivities are increasing. You're like, what is happening to me? You're going through a transformation. You're stepping onto the path of your life mission and soul purpose. So here we are with the world. Another confirmation that you will be traveling or you will be moving far away. It's kind of this message like the world is your oyster. Like wherever you're feeling drawn to, get a map and place it in your room and just look at it before you go to bed, when you wake up in the morning, and think about what area your mind keeps wanting to push you to. Maybe it's, California seems to be coming up for you, the US. I also see a message about Europe because this building seems very European. It could be just a relocation within Europe. I'd see a lot of places. I do feel like you're going to be traveling. Whatever kind of creative business you get into is going to require a lot of travel. There's already a message coming up about photography. We're going to get into that later, but I do see you traveling, and they're telling you to trust where you need to go to. There's a big move you need to make. I feel like you need to put yourself around other creative people. You need to kind of start over. And so that's what's on your mind. On your mind is like, I need to get out of here. I need to move. I need to go somewhere. But what could be kind of holding you back is your love situation. Maybe there's somebody on your heart, or maybe your soulmate or something has something to do with why it's difficult for you to think about moving or leaving. If it's suited for your soulmate, if they want to come with you. I also think it's possible that like you'll meet this person perhaps when you move. So that might be another reason why you're being called to move and go somewhere. It could have to do with a specific person. Like this place could be really well suited for your soulmate, or you might meet them there. One thing's for sure, this is a fulfillment card. It's saying you're going to be fulfilled in love. And you're going to see your wish granted, and you want like romance, and you want connection, and you want someone that you can chill with, and you want someone you can have that intimacy with, someone that you can support, someone that you can comfort and help make them feel safe when they do the same thing for you. And they're saying that you're lucky. There's a lucky energy around you. That's what this card means. And next to this card is saying your luck and your good vibes are like an all-time high. Like the universe really wants to push you in the direction of where you want to go. You have actually, whether you've been conscious of it or not, you have been putting out intentions and like wishes to the universe. Because anytime you tell the universe, like, I don't like this, I don't want this, like, I hate this, you know, if you go into your job or something, or anytime you think, man, I wish I could be with, you know, a person like that, or I wish that I could, you know, move here or try this or be like this or have that job or be like this person I admire. The universe is taking notes on that and is listening and is starting to arrange things to push you in that direction. And I feel like you're gonna manifest this, because I think there's a part of you that doesn't actually believe this is gonna happen, and you've kind of almost given up. But funny enough, when you give up and when you surrender and when you're just like, whatever, the universe will bring it to you then. And so I feel like you're accidentally manifesting a bunch of stuff that you really want, because you're in a surrender mode. You really do trust God and the universe, and you're just like, whatever, however I'm meant to be, however I'm meant to serve. And the good things are coming to you. I think it's the time in your life for you to really take action, to decide what you want. Put yourself first. And that might be hard as an empath, as somebody who's really stood up to be the strong person for their family and for the people around them. Thinking about putting yourself first almost seems selfish, but you have to remember that you can't pour from a cup that's empty. And you've helped all these years, like you've been there for everybody and you've sacrificed a lot. And I feel like this next chapter in your life is all about you in like a positive way. Because if you can allow yourself to move towards your dreams and to move towards your goals and to get the things you want, even if it's something random, like, you know, I want this fancy car, even if it's this, even if it's material stuff, like that is going to inspire the people around you to take action in their life and to make it happen. So you end up becoming that role model, that motivator for the people around you, just by owning your life and doing the things you want. And so that's what this is saying. It's time to take charge. It's time to move towards what you want. Doors are going to open all around you. It's going to be very synchronistic. 2019 is going to be a big year. This might be the year that you move, or you get the means to move. And they're saying that you're going to triumph over adversity. You're going to start getting, like, pay attention, keep a notebook or just write notes in your phone, because you're going to start getting downloads of ideas for what your long-term goal is going to be. Your life's unique purpose is literally being revealed to you right now. It is kind of like peeling layers from an onion. It's like, it takes we get little pieces of the puzzle, we put it together to find our purpose. That's what I'm hoping this is going to help with learning your spiritual gifts, your artistic gifts, and just anything that comes out in this reading will kind of help with getting more pieces of that puzzle, but it's up to you to put them together. And so you have a strong channel with the universe. Like, the universe is talking directly to you. And this card right here in the middle, I just feel like this is the biggest message for you with this reading so far, is to make long-term goals and initiate them now. Now, know that some destruction might be necessary, to kind of cut away the dead wood to make way for something new in your life. So there might be people, places, things, habits, situations that you leave behind in order to take this new path forward. But I do see anything that leaves your life is going to be replaced with something equal or greater. So honestly, I see you leaving everything behind. I still see you keeping relationship with your family. I think it's going to be hard for them. But I see you and your friends or whoever is in the community you're around But like I said, I see you going far away, and I see you starting over and starting fresh. It's just you're indecisive because you're worried what people are going to think. You're worried, am I going to be successful? Am I going to make enough money? Am I going to have to come back? You know, and you don't want to like face, you know, the fear of like failing and having to come back if it doesn't work out or be a burden on anybody. And I don't think you need to worry about that. The message really is leap and the net will appear. You'll be smart. You'll be logical about it. You know, you got this King of Swords energy. You take calculated risks. But the message is move forward with this idea you've been having about going somewhere, moving somewhere. It's a huge message to you right now. And this is the Wheel of Fortune. It says the universe is smiling down upon you, and you're going to be shocked with like when you take a step in alignment with what you want, the universe will make it happen. Okay. So I actually have a client who I was counseling him for a while, and he wanted to manifest his dream car, and we talked about it. We set some goals for him. A year later, he manifests this car, and it's like his display picture on everything, and he's so excited, and I'm stoked for him. Like, so if you want your dream car, you want something like that. It's like material things, because I do feel like there's more material things you want in your life. It's okay to have those desires, and it's okay to move towards them. And you never know, like sometimes there's a reason you're supposed to have that, or you have that goal. Like, it'll move you towards your mission and towards your purpose. And that friend of mine, that client of mine, actually uses his car as like an example, and he's doing readings now, speaking to people, and he's telling people the story of how he got the car, and he's using it to help other people and inspire other people. And he's enjoying it. He's enjoying his sweet ride and like having a party in it. Like, life is about fun. Life is about party. Like, sometimes if we take it too seriously, we've lost the point. So my question to you is like, what do you really want? What are your dreams? What are your desires? Like, as far as your life, your goals, the kind of car you want to have, the kind of place you want to live in, where you want to go, where you want to travel, what kind of partner you would like. Everything. Like, start really dreaming about it and getting specific images, and don't tell yourself, you know, I can't have this, or I should just be humble and just get a broke down car or whatever. Like, I think this is a message about you realizing you're worthy, and life is what you make it, and it's okay to desire material things, and it's okay to want to do something big with your life, or to do something different or creative. And to be willing to ask for it. And the more that you receive, the more faith that you get for the universe, and also the more faith you get for yourself, and the more you can help others. So this last card here is the Ace of Pentacles, and this is actually talking about rewards. You have a lot of positive karma stored up. You've helped so many people. You've been kind, you've been empathetic, you've helped your family, you've done a lot of self-sacrificing. And this is actually saying that you're going to gain stability in return for this. And this is probably one of the biggest messages I want to tell you. Whatever it is you want to do, even if it's big, even if people around you think, wow, how are you going to do that? Or you could never do that. You will have enough resources to do and to have whatever you wish. I'm going to say that again. You will have enough resources to do and to have whatever you wish. There's going to be new beginnings for you. This is talking about profit. This is talking about wealth. This is talking about money. And this is saying when this comes and as this comes, you have to realize that you have earned it. No matter what other people think, you've earned it. You're worth it. You deserve it. And I think these are just the messages you need to hear. Before we move on to your talents and gifts, I do want to say, if you're confused about where to start right now, I would highly suggest to make a vision board. And one of the easiest ways to make one is on Pinterest. So if you haven't already, check out the app Pinterest. And I have a video, if you haven't seen it already, just type in on YouTube, Rainbow Harmony, how to make a vision board tutorial. And I walk you through how to use the app Pinterest to make a vision board for what you want in your life. So you can put pictures of your dream house, your dream car, like your dream partner, even physical characteristics if you want what you want your dream partner to look like or something, if you don't already like know who this person is. dreams about where you want to travel to, where you want to move, what kind of job you want to have, what kind of hobbies you want to have, what kind of things you want to learn, what kind of clothes you want to wear, just anything, like creating like something visual for what you want for your life. And oftentimes all you have to do is just have a clear vision and have a clear intention. And if you have that and you get that going and you think about it, you look at it, you add to it, you're kind of just working on it here and there, what's going to happen is you will start receiving guidance. You will start receiving messages. You will start receiving signs on how to move forward and what your next step is. Or somebody just might randomly come in your life with an opportunity, or you might get hit with like a bright idea on what you got to do. So that's why some people feel stuck and why they feel like I can't move forward, is because it's like you don't fully know what you want. You don't know what it looks like. You don't know where to start. And the universe is also getting mixed messages, because in your mind you have dreams, but in your mind you also have doubt, worry, fear, anxiety, and an inner critic that tells you that you can't do it. So it's hard to kind of manifest something unless you create that safe space for the positive and wanted visions that you have for your life. And that's what the vision board does. And using Pinterest is like the quickest, fastest, easiest way to kind of be working on that on a daily basis. Just add a picture or two to it every day, scroll through it every day, and just think happy thoughts and daydream about it. And that's enough to like get everything going. That's how I traveled the world. That's how I went from being on disability and pretty much homeless and broke to having a car, having an apartment, having a full-time job, having, you know, the ability to travel for months. Like, it's crazy. And I can trace all of that back to just like when I started my vision board. There's a movie called The Secret. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's kind of like that. You can watch the movie The Secret. I want to say a disclaimer. That movie is like, it's true what The Secret says. It's true, but you still have to do the work. That's what I want to make it clear. It's like a mixture between setting a clear vision, but at some point you do have to hustle, you know? So I do want to make that clear. Let's go ahead and move on to your talents and your gifts and as part of your career path. So, all right, so here are your spiritual gifts, okay? Along with this one. Hang on. So this is the gift of claircognizance, all right? So what this spiritual gift is it's clear knowing. So you have the ability to know something without logic or facts. It's like a strong inner knowing. So you have really strong feelings and intuitive thoughts that just pop into your head. Along with this also comes leadership qualities. So you just know things. And so a lot of times people who are claircognizant are the most skeptical about spirituality because their intuition is more in their head. And so you have that like very level-minded, logical side of yourself. But then this gift is also a very, this is where your sensitivity comes from. So you're clairsentient. You also have the spiritual gift of clear feeling. So you receive messages through your feelings, through your emotions, and through your physical sensations. So you can feel other people's emotions. A lot of women do have this gift because the womb kind of has that kind of clairsentient nature to it. But yeah, a lot of dudes have this too. It's just they don't talk about it. If you meet somebody and you feel like someone's like a jerk or you just get a bad vibe off them, you might feel sick to your stomach or get a headache around them or feel kind of dizzy or get anxiety, your heart might pound. If you see somebody that you're really attracted to, you might be sweating, you might get weak in the knees, you might blush, you might like have a really strong physical reaction to the person. You know, if you see somebody that is a friend and makes you happy, you're gonna feel relaxed and safe and at home, and your chest will feel really open, your heart chakra will like expand, and it'll feel easy to speak around them. If there's a tense energy in the room, you might get a lump in your throat. So these are like physical emotions, feelings that you get. You can trust your emotions because they're usually on point. Some people think this gift is more of a curse than a blessing because the fact is you can feel really drained in public and around people. having a 9 to 5 job and going into work every day can be really physically exhausting. Like you might get sick a lot, or you might just need time to be alone a lot, or you might just need to chill in bed and just like, I have this gift and I spend a lot of time in my bed kind of chilling and just like hiding from the world. But I do get out there, of course. But you know, you might feel kind of more inclined to want to be inside or kind of be alone, but not to say that you're not fun and outgoing and like you can get out there and party and stuff. I see you could do that too, but you'll need more time to recharge than most people. But yeah, you're an empath, you're an intuitive person, you have an open heart, and your sensitivities are a gift that help you tap into your artistic side and your healing abilities. So this gift is the gift of the artist. So you are definitely an artist. And then another gift you have, once again, you're very psychically and spiritually gifted. You have the gift of astral projection. So this is a type of telepathy. You're a very vivid dreamer and vivid meditator. So you have the ability to leave your body to receive information and healing. So basically with this gift, it just basically means you're really good at meditating, and you might have really psychic dreams or dreams with a lot of symbolism. Your spirit guides, God, the universe is probably trying to talk to you in your dreams. So I would keep a dream journal and just start writing down anything you remember, and probably after a couple months you'll get really good at remembering your dreams, and then you can start looking up online what certain symbolism means. For instance, I have a recurring dream of being on roller skates. And so, you know, I would look up, you know, what do roller skates symbolize in a dream? And I'll look at different resources online and kind of see if I can find a message that I feel like, oh yeah, that's totally how I feel, or that's exactly what it means. You know, I like to use online resources, but you can always just tap into your claircognizance, this gift. You might just know what the dream means intuitively. So I would really get into like dream telling and for yourself, and who knows, maybe it becomes a hobby, maybe you do it for others. If you got really good at dream telling, you can make money off that. You know, that could be your career. Any of these gifts could end up being your career. You could use this gift to read people's auras, or to do tarot, to do Reiki, or do healing on people, you know, if you wanted to. But just because you have a lot of psychic gifts doesn't mean you have to be a psychic. I always want to make that clear to people. It's really only if you want to do it, if you think that would be fun, if you're interested in it. I want you to know you do have the ability to do that if you wanted to. If you wanted to be psychic, if you wanted to do tarot, something kind of spiritual healing wise, you have the personality for it, you have the gifts for it. But remember, these are gifts and they're given to you for how you want to use it. At the end of the day, it's about what's fun for you and what you're being called to. Remember, you don't have to self-sacrifice just because you're good at something. Do what you love, you know, that's what's important here. So another thing I want to say is doing meditations will be really powerful for you. If you're ever stressed out about something, if you ever need money, just go on YouTube and type in manifest money meditation and just do it, and like it'll work. Like I feel like any meditation you do for anything is gonna work. So get into meditation. One meditation I would recommend to you, which is really fun and really awesome and like an amazing experience, it's on a channel called Michael Sealey. So Michael Sealey, Sealey, on YouTube, Michael Sealey. It's Meet Your Future Self meditation. And in this meditation, what you do is you basically go 5 years into the future, and you get to see what you're like, you know, who you're with, what your career is, what your situation's like, and it's legit. At the end of the meditation, you know, you get to ask yourself any questions to help you, and then you step into the shoes of your future self and you walk away. And it's just super powerful because it sets this chain of events in motion, which helps you like work towards that future that you envision in the meditation. I did this meditation a couple years ago, and this is once again when I was broke, on disability, and just like totally fucked, going through my spiritual awakening, quarter life crisis, trying to figure out my life. And it was funny because I saw myself in Paris, and I had long hair, and I was doing fashion, and I was a YouTuber, and this is before I started YouTube, and I was like, whoa, it was like the trippiest meditation. It felt so real. Fast forward almost 5 years later, and guess what? Like I do go to Paris often. I have long hair extensions. I have a YouTube channel now. It's just weird. Like that meditation was so real for me. So I usually recommend it to people who just kind of are curious and want to get a glimpse in their future, because I really believe in stuff like that. Like, I do believe you can go into other dimensions in meditation, and I bet you believe it too, because you've probably had out-of-body experiences, which is called astral projection. You probably had really trippy, realistic dreams. You know, I feel like when you dream or meditate, it's almost like a psychedelic experience, but you're like completely sober. And so you're probably just like, whoa, this is going to be crazy. So I would experiment with meditation if I were you. I think it's going to help. I think it would be good for you, and whatever meditations you're drawn to. And you can check out my channel. I just put a meditation up. If you type Rainbow Harmony Finances, it should say like I made it a couple of weeks ago, and it's a pick a card reading for your money situation, but it has a meditation at the beginning that's like 10 minutes to help you manifest money. And it's a really easy meditation to start with, and it's like really useful. So give it a try. It works for me every time, and that's why I made it for you guys. So next, let's see what your artistic gifts are. This can give you a point in the direction of your life purpose, because I feel like you're an artist. And so this might be what you ultimately do to get money. And I just want to say real fast that, like, with the internet, this is the most amazing era to be an artist. I have so many friends who are using the internet to make money, and that's kind of what inspired me to do my fashion styling business and launch that on the internet, and to do this tarot business and do it on the internet. I eventually want to sell some merchandise. You know, I want to sell some clothing and jewelry and stuff like that. I have goals for that. So let me show you something real quick. It's something kind of girly, but I do want you to see it as an example. So I have a friend who, she bought all these like Fruit of the Loom bras, you know, like Fruit of the Loom. You can get it really cheap online. And then she embroiders. She embroiders these little flowers onto it, little flower nipples. So and she has all different kinds, and she does underwear, and she does t-shirts, and she does hats, and she even does jeans. And this is like $28 or something like that, or maybe a little bit less. And she sells so many of these on Etsy that she has her own house. She has her own car. She's like hooked up, and that's her life full time. And she just hangs out, watches TV, and sews all day. So who knows, maybe for you it's screen printing. Maybe you're selling a hit album. Maybe you're making music. Maybe it's photography. Maybe you're doing headshots, wedding photos, fashion, advertising, marketing. Maybe you're doing YouTube for something, or you're selling something on Etsy, or you're doing carving or whatever. Like, I see you're really good with using your hands. You could definitely make something, but I would suggest doing research online and see what other people are selling, what other people are making. You know, embroidery is not an original thing. There's probably other people out there that are doing it, but she does it in her own unique way. She's got a brand, she's got an Instagram, she's got a website, she's got an Etsy. She built it over just a couple years, and now she's making thousands of dollars a month just doing that. So it's pretty crazy. I feel like I just want you to know, like, it's not impossible, and the most important thing now is just to experiment and try different things. And you might have to work a job full-time or part-time, and then nights and weekends work towards what you want to do. I would follow Gary Vee on Instagram, GaryVee. If you're not following Gary Vee already, follow him. And his channel and his like Instagram is all about like hustle. Like, you've got 7 p.m. until 2 in the morning to hustle and to work in the evening and to get your goal going or your creative going. And he comes up on my Instagram every day to like remind me to keep working hard. So check his stuff out. You might feel like you don't have time, but you will. You'll find the time somehow. I was a swim teacher and part-time on the evenings and the weekends, I did fashion styling. And I did that for 13 years until I finally was able to move out of that career into the thing that I love, which is doing the styling. And then when I was doing styling, I started this part-time on the side. So hustle, and as long as you pick things you love, yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be fun. Like, at a certain point, I didn't really give a shit about making money. I was just like, I'm having fun. Like, I'm walking in alignment with my truth. I'm living my purpose. I'm really enjoying myself. So pick something that you enjoy, all right? Pick something that you enjoy, and you know, it'll inspire people around you and bless other people and make you happy. You'll have more energy. Your energy gets drained when you're self-sacrificing and just giving so much energy to other people when it's something you don't love. So what is your artistic gift? Oh shit. So sorry. I already called it. I think there's more. Very artistic, very gifted. Yeah, okay. All right, so we've got a lot here, okay? I'm gonna read you the options on these cards, okay? And I want you to just put your hand on your heart, take some deep breaths, or just like really trust yourself here, because there might be some things on here that pop out to you that you're like, yeah, I really like that, or yeah, people have told me I'm good at that, or I used to like to do that when I was a kid, but I stopped, or anything like that is a hint towards what you're supposed to do, okay? After I'm done reading these cards to you, I will tell you what's sticking out for me, but I really want you to trust yourself, okay? So you're very strongly gifted in the liberal arts and the literary arts. So this could include logic, rhetoric, geometry, math, astronomy, writing, astrology. You could be on a more traditional path, like a lawyer or a teacher. Maybe you end up leading workshops or writing books, making memes. I have a friend who's a meme creator, and like he has a web shop, and like he has a loft in LA and like a car, like literally, like I know people who, when you think you can't make money doing art, I will tell you, like, I know this person who does this, and it just, what matters is if you love it. Whatever you're the most passionate about, that's what's going to make you the most money, because that's what has the most energy behind it. Maybe you're good at just serving other people, creative writing. Perhaps you do have an interest in spirituality or religion or philosophy. Maybe you have an interest in holistic health or just coaching in any of these fields. Next, you have a gift in the performance arts. So using your voice and your body. Maybe this includes theater or music or dance. It could include audio and video, like doing YouTube. Maybe you're good at tarot or healing others, or speech and speaking. Maybe you do light installations or sound healing or acting. Maybe you're a magician. Just kidding. Maybe you're doing an instrument, or you're performing to an audience or singing. Basically, performance arts is expressing your emotions and your feelings. And I feel like this is why you're so sensitive. It's because you're supposed to be expressing that. It's part of your gifts. You're an artist. You're a performing artist. And it's never too late. It's absolutely never too late to start. This is conceptual art. So this could include body art. Maybe you're giving tattoos or piercings, or maybe you're finding objects on the ground and making art out of that, or you're doing street installations or like graffiti or something. Maybe you're making it out of video. But the difference between conceptual art and like other types of art is that there's a strong concept, there's a strong message, there's a strong theme, there's a strong purpose behind what you're doing. I would consider tarot a performance art and also a conceptual art, because there's a concept behind it, there's a theme, there's a purpose, there's a healing intention behind it. So if that makes sense. So I feel like the hard thing for you is just narrowing it down, because you have a lot of gifts, and this might be why it's been hard for you. Maybe you feel kind of like a late bloomer or unsure on what to do. Not because you don't know what your gifts are, or you're not sure. It's almost like you have so many gifts and you're like a Renaissance man. And so that might be why it's hard to just narrow it down. But what I do want to say is you don't just have to pick one thing. I'm a fashion stylist, creative director, producer, art director, casting agent, makeup artist, tarot reader, life coach. I do all of those things regularly. Those are my jobs I'm getting paid for. And so, my advice for you would to be just choose one thing and get really good at it. Don't spread yourself too thin. And when you got the ball rolling on that and you're feeling comfortable, then on the side you can work in something else. Like, once again, an example from my life. That's all I got. I started my fashion business, really got that going. And then once I felt like I was kind of hit my stride with that, I started the tarot business on the side. and kind of go back and forth between both of them now. Kind of, still finding my balance, but I see you doing something similar. I don't know if you're necessarily going to be doing just one thing for your career. But whatever the case is, you're going to be doing something very artistic. So first of all, what I'm seeing is writing. I feel like you're really good at writing. I do feel like you're good at writing poetry. If for some reason you've never tried, try, because I think you have a gift with that. That's the first thing that's sticking out to me, is like creative writing and poetry. I do see a book in your future. I don't know if the book is coming now. I feel like it's later, like when you're a little older. I feel like you'll feel called to write a book. It might be about your story. It could be about anything, but I see like a book coming later in your life. So writing is definitely something you do. I also see interest in spirituality, religion, philosophy. I feel like as you go through this spiritual awakening, you're going to be more called in this direction. I do see that you might even be on YouTube. And I also see a possibility with you doing tarot, if that's something you feel called to do. We already talked about that. I also feel like tattoos is something you're interested in. You might end up giving people tattoos if you like to draw. I didn't necessarily see visual arts come out here, but if you like to draw, tattoos could also be something for you. But maybe you end up getting a lot of tattoos, just kind of like express yourself, and that's part of like your image or something. I also do see you doing something musical. It could be that you're taking the photography, or you're shooting films, or you're like in a production crew with some people, but I don't know why I got a vision of you like dancing. And so maybe you're taking dance classes, like I don't know. I see you dancing, and that might be shocking, but maybe you're dancing to your own music or something. Maybe it's part of like your act, or like what you're doing. I don't know. I feel like music's really important to you. I feel like you probably feel like that ship has sailed, but I don't know. I don't think so. I think you can find a way to get into that. I feel like performing for you is going to be good. I feel like you're nervous about performing because of your sensitivities, but I feel like it's going to empower you. And so just think about that. I do feel like you're supposed to be in front of people in some way. So let's pull some cards just to get a clarifier. Yeah, this is talking about management. I think you work in a team of people and you kind of manage, like you could be a director or something like that. Music videos seem to be coming up. Advertising is coming up, probably part of the photography gift that I saw coming up for you. So yeah, I do see you'll probably be self-employed. You might be a freelancer. You're definitely an entrepreneur. And so here's the education card. You might be worried about that, but to be honest, if you want to be an artist, you don't have to have education, but you do have to educate yourself. I dropped out of college 3 times. I eventually just educated myself. And the way that I did that is I got a social media going. I posted anything that I was doing that was artistic. I added people that I was inspired by. I messaged people, asked if I could meet them for coffee. I kind of tried to make as many friends as I could, networking. So I told people what I was trying to do so they'd invite me to come help. I offered to assist people. I went on the internet and downloaded as much free information as I could. I hired a life coach at one point. And so, you might have to invest a little bit. There's workshops and stuff, but we're heading into an era where if you get enough experience and you build a portfolio for yourself and you get your social media going hot, then you don't necessarily have to show people a paper degree. So if you have college, awesome. It doesn't really matter what you have your degree in, at least that if you want to work for a corporation or something, you can get your foot in the door. But as a freelancer, really all you need is a portfolio. And you have to get good experience and good practice to get the portfolio. So take advantage. You can teach yourself anything online these days. I had a friend who taught themselves coding online. I taught myself how to do makeup artist work online. Never went to school for that and getting money for it. So this is something you do need to start thinking about, is how you want to educate yourself. but just take it step by step. So, we're going to move on to your love life and your soulmate. This is a lot of information. Hopefully it doesn't overwhelm you, but I'm glad it's a video because you can pause it, come back to it, listen to it, and ponder it for some time. So take your time going through this video. Next, we're moving on to your soulmate situation. So the current energy between you and your soulmate. Okay, so they're saying stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Maybe you're already with this person because I feel their energy very, very close around you. If for some reason you're not with this person yet, you will be getting with them soon. And I even see an engagement and a proposal. But the blockage with this moving forward might be your family or their family. Getting approval, getting everybody on board. Remember to make your choices. You know, if your family doesn't agree, just do your thing. It's your life. That's what I got to say about that. I feel like you've healed a lot of these issues already, and like you're ready to experience true love and on a new level with this beautiful soulmate. This is saying you'll recognize this person, you have a strong bond with them because you've been with them before in a past life. So when you meet, there's that instant sense of familiarity, there's an instant attraction, like there's no doubt about whether or not they like you back. Like they're mysterious enough to kind of keep you guessing, but there's a vibe there that's so strong it's undeniable. And you'll be very attracted to them. Like this person is very attractive. Like you're not settling. You know, sometimes you worry like, oh, am I gonna settle? They're attractive in every way, you know, physically, mentally, emotionally. You almost feel like this person's out of your league, but that's also how they feel about you. And so I'm just seeing really good vibes. This energy is very close to you. Let's see what energy is coming in with you and your soulmate. Oh, wow, look, soulmate, that just flew out. So maybe you have a feeling who this person is, or it's someone you've been with, and they're like, yes, this is your soulmate. You know who this is in your heart, or you can feel it getting closer to you. There's a lot of passion between you and this person. And I think Spirit is just encouraging you to follow your passion, to go for it. Like, it's not too good to be true with this person. Like, it's real, you know? They're also telling you to flirt, you know, flirt with this person if you feel like you know who it is, because I feel like they're close to you, or you're going to meet them soon, or you're like on the path to get with them, because this energy is very close in your aura. But remember to smile and look in their eyes. There's nothing more attractive than somebody who's confident enough to look you in your eyes. Not in a creepy way, but just, you know, that confident smile and just having the strength to look at you and to notice you. And I feel like they're telling you to work on your eye contact and to be self-assured. And I also feel like your soulmate is really drawn to your eyes. Like they look in your eyes, and like they will always be telling you that you have nice eyes, you have amazing eyes. Like they are going to notice that about you. And they want you to free yourself and to keep working towards your dreams and goals, so that you can feel free enough to take this relationship to the next level when it's time, you know? I think your soulmate is patient and understanding. And then they're saying you deserve love, you know? You are lovable. It's safe for you to love. I don't think you're going to have any trouble attracting this person. And, you know, you'll be able to talk to them about anything. And maybe there is somebody you need to approach and talk to or tell your feelings to if you do feel like you know who this is. Like I said, I feel like they're very, very close. And there's a message that this could be the one. So, yay. I do feel like the focus right now is on your purpose and everything. But it honestly seems like everything in your life is moving forward. Like you're on track. And I just get this sense like you've done a lot of work on yourself. You've really matured, and like you're doing right in your life. You're, like you said, you are a good person. I feel that, like, and the universe rewards that. And it's not about being perfect, it's just about being true to yourself. So let's go ahead and get a final message to you from Spirit. So hopefully from this reading you have found your clarity And this is also saying, don't forget the universe is trying to communicate with you. So if you're seeing any repeated numbers like 222 or 444 or 1111, write them down or take notice, look them up online. Once again, there's people like me who are like, and like you, who are like gifted, who are actually gifted in translating these signs. So use your claircognizance and your own spiritual gifts. Maybe you'll just know what the signs mean in your heart, but if you're confused, you can always Google it. That's what it's there for. I also see spirit animals coming to you. Pay attention to the animals that you're seeing, even if it's just a squirrel or a dog or a cat. Like, if you feel like you're seeing these animals at like an opportune moment, or like you have an experience with one, or it just like stares you in the eyes, or it shows up in a weird place or at a weird time, write it down and once again look it up, because every animal has like a different energy, and that's like a whole other thing. But messages might also be coming to you through like a song that comes on the radio at a certain time. And if you just want a message, of course, you can always pick up a deck and draw a card, or you can flip a random book open to a specific page and put your finger on a sentence and see if that's a message. That's the first way I ever did readings when I was little. You can also hit shuffle on your iPod or whatever, your phone or whatever. People don't really have iPods anymore. Your phone or whatever you play music with, and whatever song it is could be a message to you. So get creative and like try to find ways to get messages from the universe, or just keep your eyes open, because the universe does want to communicate with you more through your dreams, taking notes on your dreams, and also maybe through meditation. Last messages. Be flexible. There's a lot of change coming in your life. Everything might not happen in the exact way that you think, or in the exact timing that you think, but what I did say in this reading is going to go down. Like, it's going to happen. Stay focused on your inspiration. Don't forget that your desires, the things that you want, and like your repeated fantasies and wishes, those are programmed into you. That is the compass that leads you towards your life mission and soul purpose. So don't just put your wants and your desires on the back burner. That's part of how you step in alignment with your purpose. And like I said, I keep getting this message to tell you it's time to focus on yourself now. You've self-sacrificed a lot, but like you're out of survival mode now, and now it's time for you. It's time for you to honor yourself and what you want in your life. That's part of getting to your purpose. And that, you know, you have integrity. You're not going to have to worry. The universe rewards that. And the universe has a really soft spot for artists and healers. And so you're never going to want for anything. There might be times where you're coming down to the last dollar, you know, and they're saying, sometimes you're not going to have what you want or need a moment before or a moment after. It might come right on time. So there might be times you're going to have to take risks, not knowing where the next thing is going to come from or what the next step is. But if you can just take that risk, the universe will always bring you the next step or the next answer or the help that you need. So it's time for change. Maybe you've been feeling like a little bit jaded lately, especially when it comes to love and intimacy, but they're like, reach for the stars. You know, this is going to help heal you. Stay motivated, keep your passion burning for what you want, set your goals, make your vision board, keep using your imagination, you know, whatever your inner child wants, kind of throw that in the pot as well, and have trust. Magic is real. Magic can happen. You have the ability to work magic in your life. You have the ability to manifest what you want. You have the ability to create changes in your life, and you're on a great path. You're very gifted. And you have great energy. So I'm just really excited to see what's going to happen in your life. And I'm really excited for you. Things are going to be taking off really fast these next 3 years. This is like the turning point in your life right now. You've made it through like the worst part, and it's going to be all downhill from here. There's going to be a lot of work, a lot of hustle, but it's going to be fun because you're going to be doing what you love. So thank you so much for supporting me in my channel, and I'm excited to hear what you think about this reading. I hope that it resonates with you, and I will see you later. Peace out.